The airplane, one of humanity's most impressive inventions, is a true engineering enigma. Every day, thousands of these powerful machines cross the skies, connecting people, cities, and continents, making the world increasingly accessible. Considered the safest means of transportation on the planet, the airplane is a marvel of technology, and yet many people feel an inexplicable fear before boarding a flight. But have you ever stopped to think about how an airplane is manufactured? How a set of parts, no matter how complex, is transformed into an aircraft capable of reaching extremely high speeds, carrying hundreds of people and ensuring that everything works perfectly. The process of building an airplane is something fascinating and full of secrets, and that is exactly what we are going to discover today. In Washington, in the United States, is located the largest airplane factory in the world, a place so large that it can house up to 70 football fields within its facilities. More than 35,000 dedicated workers are part of this gigantic operation, and it is there that the parts are produced, assembled, and transformed into an aircraft capable of crossing the skies safely and efficiently. But what really happens inside this factory? How are the enormous parts of the plane integrated? And what goes on behind the scenes of this process that ensures that such an impressive machine leaves the factory without flaws? Get ready, because today we will embark on a journey through this incredible factory and reveal the secrets behind the construction of one of the most powerful machines ever made by man. The manufacturing of an airplane is an impressive journey that begins long before the physical construction of the machine. The first step, which seems simple but is fundamental, is the design. However, creating the design of an airplane is not just a question of aesthetics or making it look pretty and futuristic. In fact, it is the starting point of a process that involves more than 10,000 people, including engineers, designers, and specialists from different areas, all working in perfect synchrony to design something that, at first glance, may seem impossible. A machine capable of flying at high speeds, transporting hundreds of people safely and efficiently, and still ensuring that the travel experience is as comfortable as possible. In this process, nothing is left to chance. Using extremely sophisticated 3D design programs, it is possible to simulate even the smallest aerodynamic details of an airplane, creating a virtual image of what the aircraft will be like. But believe me, this does not happen overnight. Designing an airplane is a meticulous work that takes years and requires thousands of virtual tests. With each simulation and test, engineers strive to refine the machine to the point where every flaw is detected and corrected, even before it is built. This is because in an airplane, a small design error can have devastating consequences. Just imagine, if a vital part of the plane is poorly designed or does not meet safety requirements, what seemed like an incredible feat of engineering could turn into a nightmare. That is why, in addition to aerodynamic engineers, there is a whole team of professionals specialized in various areas. Industrial designers, for example, are not only concerned with aesthetics, but also with passenger comfort, creating seats that are ergonomically efficient, with maximum comfort for long journeys. Specialists in electronics and control systems play a crucial role. They are responsible for ensuring that the aircraft's navigation is not only safe, but also intuitive for pilots, allowing the machine to be operated with maximum precision and ease. The end result of all this joint work is the meticulous design of each essential component of the aircraft: the wings, the fuselage, the navigation systems, the engines. Each of these parts is designed with extreme care so that all of them work together harmoniously. Whether we're talking about the business class seats or the state-of-the-art engines, each part of the plane is carefully planned and tested until it's ready to be built. Ultimately, the design of a single plane requires no less than 6 million parts, which will be transported to the factories, where the construction process will actually begin. Now, with the design approved and the specifications defined, it's time to move on to the next chapter of this fascinating story. But how will these 6 million parts, which seem like simple parts of a large puzzle, come together to form a machine that can fly through the sky with all its grandeur and complexity? That's what we're going to find out. If you were already impressed by the first part of this process, you won't want to miss what comes next. And who knows, maybe you can share with us in the comments which part of an airplane's design surprised you the most. The journey is just beginning. Now we come to the most fascinating part of the process, where the magic really happens, turning all the plans and calculations into something tangible, real. This is where the ideas that were born on paper start to come to life. The challenge is immense, and each step requires extraordinary skill to ensure that the final product is perfect. The first major hurdle to overcome is the manufacturing of the main parts of the plane: the wings, the fuselage, and the engines. Let's start with the wings, which are undoubtedly one of the most impressive parts of any aircraft. Did you know that the wings of an airplane are so large that they could cover more than 20 cargo trucks if you laid them end to end? They are immense, and their construction requires materials that combine strength and lightness, such as aluminum alloys and carbon fiber. These materials are chosen for their resistance, but also for their ability to reduce the total weight of the aircraft. To shape these gigantic wings, hydraulic presses of extraordinary proportions and precision machines come into play. It's a meticulous job, where each piece is molded with millimeter precision to ensure that each section fits together perfectly. This is crucial, because the wings not only support the weight of the plane during flight, but also withstand the immense forces generated by speed and aerodynamics. A small error in the construction of the wings could compromise the stability of the flight, which makes this process absolutely vital for the safety of everyone on board. Having overcome the challenge of the wings, we come to the fuselage. Now imagine that we are talking about the body of the plane, the structure that houses the passengers, the seats, and the entire interior of the aircraft. The fuselage is divided into sections which need to fit together precisely, like a large jigsaw puzzle. Safety depends on this precision, because any failure in the joining of these sections could compromise the integrity of the plane. To create the fuselage, huge molds are used accompanied by high-precision robots, which assemble the metal and composite material parts with impressive care. Each section of the fuselage is then transported with extreme care to the assembly line, where it undergoes a process of welding and joining the parts. And here, once again, precision is crucial. Every weld, every joint, needs to be made with precision, as any imperfection can affect the structure of the entire aircraft. And then we come to the engines, one of the most fascinating and complex components of the entire aircraft. Did you know that each aircraft engine can generate a thrust force of over 60,000 pounds? To put it in perspective, that's the equivalent of the horsepower of 50 high-performance sports cars. These engines are made from advanced materials, such as titanium alloys, that are capable of withstanding extreme temperatures. During flight, engines can reach temperatures in excess of 1,000 degrees Celsius, and it's this kind of toughness that ensures that they operate safely and efficiently. To create these impressive engines, precision machines are used to forge the parts with extreme precision. Each component is carefully assembled and tested to ensure that it can withstand the stresses and temperatures of flight. And as you can imagine, a single engine can cost millions of dollars and undergo a series of rigorous stress tests before it is finally installed in the aircraft. All of this, every part, the wings, the fuselage, the engines, is made with next-level precision. When the parts are finally ready, they are carefully transported to the assembly plant, where they will be joined together to form the complete plane. And that's when it all becomes real. The gigantic wings, the robust fuselage, and the powerful engines come together to create a machine that will be able to fly thousands of kilometers, taking passengers to distant destinations, safely and comfortably. The process is incredibly complex, but also fascinating. And the most impressive thing is that, behind each part, each action, there is a dedicated team of professionals who put safety and innovation above all else. Now tell me in the comments, which of these parts do you find most impressive? The wings, which support everything during flight, the fuselage, which is the spine of the plane, or the engines, which are true giants of engineering. Let's talk. Now comes the most exciting moment, the culmination where all the large pieces we have carefully manufactured finally begin to come together. The fuselage, the wings, the engines, everything that until now was separate begins to come together as one. It is almost like a gigantic jigsaw puzzle, but not just any jigsaw puzzle. It is a game of extreme precision, where any mistake could mean compromising the entire aircraft. Imagine the scene: 26 gigantic, imposing and precise cranes, lifting tons of metal, carbon fiber and electronic components, moving everything around the factory with almost unimaginable delicacy. The first task we face is to put the fuselage in place. Each section, each piece of the structure needs to be fitted with millimeter precision. If a single piece does not align correctly, it could affect the entire integrity of the aircraft, something that cannot happen, of course. That's why the workers responsible for this part of the process need to have extraordinary dexterity, almost like artists, but with the pressure of knowing that their actions will ensure the safety of millions of people around the world. Once the fuselage is in place, it's time for the wings. These beauties, which can measure up to an impressive 60 meters in length, are the true definition of power and grandeur. Their placement needs to be done with absurd perfection. Every detail is important,